let's start our discussion of positive psychology, and I'll give you guys a brief introduction on what positive psychology is and how we should approach this subject. So, what is positive psychology? Positive psychology focuses on human strengths such as hope, resilience, perseverance, determination, and also focuses on the human performance, how we are able to perform our best. It's also focused on finding a way to live the quote unquote good life, where you feel a great sense of fulfillment and you're really present and enjoying your life. And so there's three major aspects that make up mental well-being, and they are a sense of meaning, affect, so having positive emotions, keeping a good emotional state, and the social bonds you form. So why even focus on positive psychology? How is this different than like normal psychology? Well, lots of psychology has focused on pathology, so the weaknesses and downfalls of humanity, the mental illnesses such as PTSD, bipolar, all these things. This is what psychology has been focused on for a lot of history. And so one of the reasons why psychology is focused on pathology is because of World War II. After World War II, a lot of veterans were having some, very intense flashbacks and emotional dysregulation, and this was an area of research that needed to be conducted. How can we help these people who may be having PTSD or other like symptoms from World War II? And so, as we go through this course, it's important to have cultural awareness. And this just means seeing the world from multiple frameworks and taking into account all the different perspectives and knowledges we might be able to gain from different cultures. So one of the reasons this is important is because we don't want to commit any injustices or create things that are lacking nuance. So, for instance, in psychology, it's long believed that being part of the LGBT community is a mental health crisis, and essentially these people have some sort of a mental disease. And if we would have had the cultural awareness to look at throughout history, some of these other cultures who have incorporated this, maybe we would see that, hey, this is actually natural and doesn't need to be a mental disorder. And on the flip side, there's some positives to having cultural awareness. In addition to stopping injustices, is actually we can actually gain a lot of insightful information. So one of these is through meditation. We now know meditation has a host of positive benefits, but we did not know that before, and that's mainly because we didn't really bother to investigate it, even though this has been a tradition for thousands and thousands of years in the Eastern Eastern culture. So while we think about this cultural awareness, it's important to put these multiple frameworks into determining what is the good life, what are positive human characteristics. And so we can see even in the good life how people view life is going to be determined by their culture. So Western people are going to have a very different culture than Eastern people. And as we go through this discussion on positive psychology, it's important to merge the negative aspects of psychology, as in the pathology and human weaknesses, and to try and merge it with the positive psychology, because they're two sides to the same coin, and we need to use each, what we've learned from pathology as well as what we learned from positive psychology, to come up with the best framework for psychology as a whole. And so here I have a mini experiment to show you sort of the power of positive psychology and what sort of mental tools you can use in your own life to stir up these good emotions, stir up good affect, help create social bonds. So I'm gonna let you guys look over this mini experiment, and if you want to do this experiment, you're more than welcome to. If not, I will see you on the next video.